Hello students, welcome once again to online platform of Little Flower School, Salenpur. Good morning to everyone. This is Archana Mishra with GSO class 5th. Last day we were doing the exercise of the chapter 2. Do you remember? What is the name of chapter? Animal lifestyle. And already we have reached to the last exercise of the chapter. Answer the following questions. And we have completed up to question number 4. Today we have to write the answer for question number 5. Please take your notebook, your pen and get ready for writing. Okay? Yes. See the question. What are carnivores? What are carnivores? Name 4 carnivores. This question contains 2 parts. In first part it is asked, what are carnivores? And in second part it is asked, name 4 carnivores. So, first we have to write what are carnivores. Let's write the answer. Carnivores are Carnivores are those animals are those animals. Carnivores are those animals. Carnivores are those animals that are those animals that eat. Carnivores are those animals that eat only flesh and meat of that eat only flesh and meat of other animals. Flesh and meat of other animals. Flesh and meat of other animals. Now we have to write the name of 4 carnivores. Let's write the name of 4 carnivores animals. Tiger, tiger, then lion, tiger, lion, then owl, tiger, lion, owl, leopard. All so many are there. We have to write only 4. Tiger, then lion, then leopard, and wolf and wolf are 4 4 carnivores are 4 carnivores. Okay. Now we have completed this answer. Now we will move to the next question. Question number 6. Please understand the thing and write it. Question number 6 is describe the describe the describe the process of describe the process of respiration. Describe the process of respiration in describe the process of respiration in human beings. Describe the process of respiration in human beings. We have to describe the process of respiration. Respiration means taking oxygen inside and leaving out the carbon dioxide. Let's see how does it occur in case of human beings. Okay, don't misunderstand the process of respiration with the process of breathing. Almost it is same. We will study difference in the higher classes, but for the time being, you understand almost the same. Respiration, the process of respiration in case of human beings. Let's write it. Air enters, air enters to nostrils. Where is nostril? Do you know? This is nostril. Two holes are seen in the nose, no? Nostrils. From this side, air enters. Air comes and enters to this way. Air enters to nostrils. And then what happens? Where does this air go? From there, it passes into, from there, it passes into, from there, it, please write the answer. This answer is little bit big because we have to describe the full process of respiration. From there, it passes into, from there, it passes into windpipe. From there, it passes into the windpipe. From there, it passes into windpipe, then lungs, into windpipe, then into the lungs. From there, it passes into windpipe, then into the lungs. Now, air has come up to the lungs. Now, let's see what happens. From lungs, what happens? In the lungs, in the lungs, the oxygen of the air, in the lungs, the oxygen of air, the oxygen of air passes into, the oxygen of air passes into, passes into blood. Oxygen, where it is going? Into the blood. The air of oxygen passes into the blood, and from there it is carried to the whole body. And it is carried to the whole body. What is carried? Oxygen is carried. Okay? And it is carried to, and it is then carried to, and it is then carried to the whole body. And then it is carried to the whole body. Okay? And it is then carried to the whole body. This is the answer for question number 6. Once again, I will read the answer. Air enters through nostrils. From there, it passes into windpipe, then into the lungs. In the lungs, the oxygen of air passes into the blood, and it is then carried to the whole body. This is the answer for question number 6. I am getting aside. You can stop the video in middle, pause the video in middle and write it. Otherwise, take the screenshot on your phone and note it. Okay? Don't be in hurry. Understand the things properly and then write. Okay? Yes. Understand the things and then write it. Now, I hope that all of you have written it or taken this screenshot. I am going to wrap the question number 5 because without wasting any time, we have to move to the next question, question number 7. Okay, understand the things, take your time and write it. Question number 7 we are going to do. Okay. Question number 7 is, what special features do aquatic animals have for swimming? What special features? What what special features? What special features? What special features do? What special features do aquatic animal, what special species do aquatic animal, what special species do aquatic animals have for for swimming? What special features do aquatic animals have for swimming? Means aquatic animals are those animals which live inside the water or on the surface of the water. And if they are inside the water, how do they swim in the water? Let's see how do the aquatic animals swim in the water, or which special feature is there in their body with the help of that they can swim. Most aquatic animals, most aquatic animals have most aquatic animals have fin or flippers, have fin or flippers, fin or flippers. Most aquatic animals have fin or flippers that that help them that help them to swim, that help them to swim. So what is that special feature? Fin or flippers. Okay. In some animals it is fins, and in some animals it is flippers. That we have studied when we were studying about the chapter. Now the last question. What is migration? Question number 8. What is migration? What is migration? Name. What is migration? Name. What is migration? Name some migratory birds. 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 We have to write, this question contains two portions. One is what is migration, and other is name some migratory birds. We have to write the definition for the migration, then we have to name some migratory birds. I hope question number 6 is completed. Now I am going to rub that. First of all, we will write the definition for the migration, and then we will write some name of the migratory birds. Let's write. Migration is the movement of 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 different animals of different animals from one habitat to different animals from one habitat from one habitat to another, one habitat to another, according to the season, according to the season, according to the season, according to the season, according to the seasons. Now, first part of the answer is finished, and we have to write the second part of the answer. Name some migratory birds. So many birds are there which migrate. Let's write the name of the some migratory birds. Painted stork, painted stork, painted stork. Then Siberian crane, Siberian crane. Then flamingos, Siberian crane. Then flamingos, 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 and and Arctic tern, Arctic tern, Arctic tern are are some are some migratory birds are some migratory birds are some migratory birds. Let's read once more the answer. Question number 7. What special features do aquatic animals have for swimming? Most aquatic animals have fin or flippers that help them to swim. Next question and the last question of the chapter is, what is migration? Name some migratory birds. Migration is the movement of different animals from one habitat to another according to the seasons. Painted storks, Siberian cranes, flamingos, and Arctic tern are some migratory birds. Now we have finished chapter 2 and we will move to the chapter 3. But I'm telling you one thing. Again, so many times I'm telling always take this screenshot on the mobile or pause the video and note it. Okay? I hope all of you have done that. Now, we will move to the next chapter without wasting any time. You take the screenshot or pause the video and write. Without wasting any time, we will move to the next chapter, food, health and hygiene. I am going to rub it now. Okay? Yes. I hope all of you have done it. Let's move to the next chapter, chapter 3. Today we will start it and we will finish it by next class. Chapter 3 today we will start, and the name of the chapter is Food, Health and Hygiene. Chapter 3, Food, Health and Hygiene. As the name of the chapter suggests, here we have to study what food we have to eat and how it affects our health, and which food is hygienic for us, good for us, and which food is not good for us. Okay? Food, health, and hygiene is the name of the chapter. Food, health, and hygiene. We know that good health is all that every one of us needs. What if anyone asks me what you want to be, then I have to, my will is, or my first aim is to say that I want to be healthy. Not only me, but all of us. First, we want to be healthy. So, what is health? Health is the state of complete physical and mental well-being. Means physically also we are fit and mentally also we are fit. Then we can say that we are healthy. Once again I will tell, health is the state of complete physical and mental well-being. And in order to keep good health, we need proper food, hygiene, exercise, correct posture, and rest. Everything is responsible for maintaining the good health. Now, let's start the first topic, food. What is food and which food we should take? We get our food from, we means human beings, get our food from animals and the plants. What is the main source for us for the food? That is plants, means those people who are vegetarian, purely vegetarian, they will eat only plants. And if some are there, they eat veg also and non-veg also, then their source is plants and animals both. Why do, if someone is asking why do we need food? Because food is necessary to stay alive. Without food, we cannot live. A large variety of food is available to us, but we have to decide which food we need to eat, and if that food we are going to consume, what, how does it affect on our health. We should include such food items in our diet which contain right quantity of nutrients, which contain right quantity of nutrients to stay healthy, which contain right amount of nutrients to stay healthy. So one word I told, nutrients. What are the different type of nutrients that our body requires? What are the different type of nutrients that our body requires? They are basically of five types. Carbohydrates, then fat, carbohydrates, then fat, then proteins, carbohydrates, fat, proteins, then vitamins and minerals. Vitamins and minerals. Vitamins and minerals. These are the five types of nutrients that our body requires. So we have to study about carbohydrates in detail now. From where do we get the carbohydrates? Or what is carbohydrate? And what is the function of carbohydrate in our body? What does carbohydrates do in our body? It provides energy to work and play. It provides energy to work and play. And they are found in vegetables like potato, sweet potato, then honey, sugar, jaggery, and cereals like honey, sugar, jaggery, and cereals like wheat, rice, millet. Okay, these are the sources of the carbohydrates. Now, studying about the fat. Fat gives more energy to our body than the carbohydrates. This gives more energy than the carbohydrates. But if we eat too much fat, it's not good for our health. It, if we take too much fat, it will lead to a condition called obesity. What is obesity? Becoming too much fat. Becoming too much fat. And this condition is not good for our body. This condition is not good for our body. Fat keeps the body warm. Fat helps to keep the body warm. And what are the sources of fat? They are found in milk, then butter, ghee, oil, eggs, liver, meat, fried fruits, chocolate, etc. That's why during the winter season, if you are feeling too much cold, what anyone suggests means someone said if you are feeling too much cold, shivering, then it is suggested to take eggs because that contains fat and it will help to keep your body warm. And next is about the proteins. Proteins are necessary for growth. They help in building muscles, blood, and skin. And they help to repair out burnout parts. Suppose if your finger is wounded and if you consume large amount of protein, this will be recovered very fast. And its source of protein is again milk. We get protein from the milk, then soya bean, nuts, egg, fish, pulses, milk, pulses, then fish. From the fish also we get the protein, then soya beans, then cheese, curd, chicken, egg, and meat. From meat we get this protein. Now next nutrient is vitamins. They do not provide energy directly. We have studied about carbohydrates and fats, and we studied that they provide energy directly, but these vitamins do not provide energy directly. They help to regulate energy producing processes. And there are 13 essential vitamins which is needed for us. And each vitamin plays a special role in our body. And what is the source of vitamins? Green leafy vegetables. Green leafy vegetables. Then fruits, nuts, green leafy vegetables, fruits, nuts, cereals, eggs, fish and chicken. Okay? Now, the last nutrient is minerals. This helps in strengthening the bones. Here bone is found, no? So many bones are found in our body. And an adult body contains how many bones? Do you remember? Recall it. We have studied. Today you remember, tomorrow or study from somewhere and tomorrow I will tell the answer. Because we have studied in class 4 number of bones in adult body. And this helps in strengthening the bones, formation of teeth, blood, and maintaining a normal heartbeat. Calcium, magnesium, calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, sodium, iodine, iron, and zinc are some important minerals which is needed to our body. And what is source of these minerals? Milk, then fresh fruits, milk, fresh fruits, milk, fresh fruits, vegetables, and eggs. These are the sources of the minerals. Now, we will study the function of water in our food, or how this water helps in regulating our body, or what is the function of water in our body. We know that water is not a nutrient. Water is not a nutrient. Then, if it is not a nutrient, then why do we need to take that? We will study. But then also it is very important for all of us because our body is made up of 55 to 75% of water, 55 to 75% water. It helps body cells to do their work. It helps in digestion process and takes the nutrients from the food to different cells of our body. It keeps our body temperature constant. Means it helps to maintain the temperature of the body, and it also helps to remove the waste products from our body as a urine. We must drink at least 7 to 8 glasses of water every day. Now, roughage. How does the roughage help to maintain our body, or what is function of roughage in our body? The part of the food that cannot be digested is called the roughage. What is roughage? The part of the food that cannot be digested is called the roughage, and other name for this is fiber. This is also called the fiber. It helps the body to eliminate undigested food. Food which contain roughage are whole grain cereals like wheat, barley, and gram. Edible skins of most fruits and vegetables also contain the roughage, like the tomato, apple, and these all things. Now, we will study about the balanced diet. We have studied about the 5 nutrients, water and roughage. Now let's study what is balanced diet. A meal which includes all the nutrients, carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals, together with the roughage and water in proper amount is called the balanced meal or balanced diet. Once again I will tell in simple way, a balanced diet is the diet which contains all the nutrients along with water and roughage in right amount. This balanced diet is essential for healthy growth and development of our body. Now, this is all about the what is means what all things our body needs, food. Now we will study about the diseases. Diseases. Let's see what are. A disease may be the sickness of the body or mind. Physically we can be ill, or sometimes mentally also we can be ill. Disease make a person sick and weak. Our body becomes sick also, and our body becomes weak also. Diseases are mostly of two types. First one is communicable diseases. Communicable diseases. And second one is non-communicable diseases. Non-communicable diseases. Non-communicable diseases. Let's study about them one by one. First, we will study about the non-communicable diseases. These are the diseases that do not spread from person to person. Means if I have a non-communicable disease and you are sitting near to me or you are near to me, your body will not get that sickness or not that disease. It means this is not getting communicated. And some of these diseases are present at birth, while some others are caused by the lack of particular nutrient in the diet. That's why these non-communicable diseases are also called the deficiency diseases. Deficiency diseases means some of the non-communicable diseases are caused due to the deficiency of some vitamin and minerals, like night blindness. Night blindness is One non-communicable disease, night blindness, and this disease is caused due to deficiency of vitamin A. Due to the deficiency of vitamin A. And how can we understand that this person has got night blindness? Because that person can see during the day very clear, but during the night, that person cannot see anything. And how can we prevent our body from this disease? We have to take food which is rich in vitamin A, such as green leafy vegetables, carrots, papayas, yellow pumpkins, and milk. Okay? Next disease is beriberi. What is that disease? Beriberi. And this disease is caused due to deficiency of vitamin B. And the symptom of this beriberi is dry and cracked lips. Lips will become dry and crack will be there. Tongue will become red. Redness of tongue. Sores at the angles of the mouth. Sores will come on the mouth. Lips. Loss of sensation in the limbs. Whatever things you will eat, you will not feel any taste. Then how to prevent this disease? Beriberi. We have to take food which is rich in vitamin B, such as sprouted pulses, green leafy vegetables, whole grains, gram, and milk in the diet. Now, when we come to the next day, we will continue with some more diseases and the symptoms of that. Revise up to here. Okay? Thank you, class.